our listings, closing photos, pending, coming soon.
Right.
None of that breeds trust.
Hey everybody, Sean here. Welcome to the Rise by Renown podcast. This is episode 4 technically, but episode 2 of Rise by Renown. And today is what I would call a self-indulgent podcast. This guy has become a new friend, a good friend. His voice is a little wild because he's probably got that whatever that's going around right now. We won't say what it is because we just don't know. They're called anything now. So, but Kyle Draper, tell me like your favorite thing about today right now. What have you done today that's really cool?
Sean, today I got to teach a brand new keynote that I wrote last night at 11 p.m.
See, I told you. That's
So-
all I wanted to do. Pop quiz. Question 1. Did you do something cool? Yeah, I wrote a keynote last night.
Yep.
Kyle, actually, I came across Kyle by he runs an incredible company of helping people connect with called Higher Culture, that just helps people connect with people that make their businesses better. We are a part of the Higher Culture team, so that's not a plug, but it should be a plug because
Thank you.
what an amazing team. He also has probably written a book or 2 or 5 that you've seen somewhere on a shelf of a bookstore that you've been to. But he's also just all around good guy. So Kyle, hey, welcome to the Rise by Renown podcast.
Dude,
really excited to be here.
I'm honored to be on.
Cool. That's awesome. Cool. Well, hey, listen, we talked a little bit about what we wanted to go to, but
Yeah.
real estate agents today, mortgage loan officers, obviously part of what we're here about as Rise is we want to help elevate real estate agents, especially those that are like, I want to get out there, I don't know how to get out there. And so that's one of the things that we do, and we are doing well, really excited about it too.
Yeah.
But what are the things that you're like, let's just dive right in. Like, what are the things that you're seeing that agents are, let's just say it, are doing wrong right now? Like, what are the things that they could do better? And how do we get there? And maybe what are the hindrances that are, prohibiting them from getting to that spot?
Well, you're going to make me be a bad guy right out of the gate.
Yeah, I know. I realized I went negative right off the bat.
Yeah,
Everybody stay tuned.
It's okay.
Everybody, no, listen, we're diagnosing the problem because eventually it gets better. Hang in there.
I mean,
okay.
So let me just be brutally honest. Most realtors freaking suck at social media.
Yeah.
They suck at it. And the reason they do is because they make it all about themselves.
Right.
Check out my listing. Check out my closing photo. Check out me at this mixer sipping cheese and, sipping wine and eating cheese.
Right.
And so I go to your social media and it's the me, my show.
Yeah.
None of it makes somebody trust you.
Yeah.
To help them with the single greatest transfer of money they'll ever have in their entire life.
Right.
And so I don't know why God did this to me, but God gave me the message that's like the antithesis of what the industry does every day.
Right.
And so we've got to reframe the way we value social media, because what's happening right now is we live in a world where there's more data being transferred every second than ever before. And so when somebody says, oh man, do you know Sean? He's an unbelievable realtor. In the 90s, they would pick up their phone and boop, 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 boop. And they're calling you.
Right.
And like y'all are under contract in 10 minutes. Now we look up everything. And so when somebody says Sean's amazing, and then that person goes to look you up, and all they see are listings, closing photos, pendings, coming soon.
Right.
None of that breeds trust.
Right.
It actually deters people from going, oh, I don't know anything about Sean from looking at his social media.
Yeah.
And so we've got to go, is what I'm about to post going to allow somebody to trust me more or less? And if the answer is less, it doesn't mean we can't post it. So I'm not anti-closing photos. I'm
Okay.
not anti new listing posts.
Okay.
I'm anti that being the only thing a realtor does
Right.
to represent themselves online.
Right.
And so that is the baseline to what you said. That is diagnosing the problem,
Yeah.
which is people aren't humanizing themselves online the way they
Right.
should be.
Right.
And we're going to break some of that down and talk about it.
That's awesome. No, I think that's one of the favorite things that right now, kind of what we're doing with the Operation Digital Coffees, is we're creating
Yeah,
opportunities for agents to be really authentic. It's an authentic
that's
conversation,
right.
and we're grabbing the highlights of those authentic conversations and turning them into something, and really grateful for, like, for the team that helps us do that. It's just, you know, it's epic. Um so we kind of we dove a little bit into the deep end, but right now technology, you said it, people are looking up what's really weird. And like, when we say weird and technology and new, I'm only talking like within the last few months. Now all of a sudden, we're not talking
Yeah,
just SEO, we're talking GEO, we're talking, hey, who would have thought chat was going to be a part of the agent acquisition process?
right.
But now Chat GPT and Claude and whatever, they're now a part of the agent acquisition process, and
That's right.
presenting themselves out there. It's wild.
It is
Like,
wild.
how much technology is changing. I was just talking to somebody about Claude Paw, or what is it right now? I'm like, my wife was asking me a little bit about, like, a project I was working on, because I'm working on helping build personal GPTs. And I said, "This is where I am right now, honey. There are things that I love about AI, and there are some things that just make my stomach turn a little bit, like just
Yeah,
how fast it's moving,
yeah.
how the guardrails are getting, crazy." How how would you, I mean, obviously you're in the deep end of the pool here. Where, I don't want you to, well, use a crystal ball if you want to, but where do you see, like, this is going? How do we keep up? How does the average
Well,
agent try to keep up?
man, I actually want to answer this the opposite of the way you might think.
Sure.
I I think AI is getting so good that if we're not careful, the humanity that we possess as like as you being a
Yeah.
realtor in a local market,
Yeah. Right.
right? When we're watching like these big mortgage companies buying, right? Like we saw, Rocket Mortgage buy Redfin.
Yeah.
The only thing they'll never be able to do better than you is be human. Their tech will be better. They'll be able to spend more money on SEO,
Yeah.
more money on ads.
Yeah.
Their automation is better. Their process is better. Their
Yeah.
CRM is stronger. The
Yeah.
only thing you'll do better than them is be a human being. And yet, I'm watching realtors and lenders every day automate their humanity
Right.
with AI.
Right.
You're giving away
Yes.
the only advantage
Yeah.
you have,
Come on.
which is being human. And so I'm not, I don't want that answer to sound like I'm anti AI because I use
No.
AI every day,
Right.
but I use AI to enhance what I do, not
Yes.
replace what I do.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's where we've got to be careful
Yeah.
because, brother, I'm watching like dear friends in the mortgage space. They've created TikTok accounts that every video is an AI video of them,
Totally.
and
Totally.
they look like freaking morons.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so bad. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
It's cringy, as my daughter would say. It's
And yet
cringe. Yeah.
they're going to bed going, "Yeah,
I did it.
I'm crushing it. I'm doing
Right.
video on
Right.
on TikTok." No, you're not.
Yeah.
You look like a fool.
Yeah. I talked
It's
to your point, just to kinda to put a little bit. I talked to an agent who is a multi-millionaire, just an incredible, like, success agent, you bet, across the board. And they were having conversations about how AI, they're going to, do a generated version of
yep,
themselves,
yep,
utilizing AI. And I, kind of listened to the whole thing, and it was their enthusiasm. And I was like, there was part of me that didn't want to, like, be the dream crusher,
yeah,
but I was like, listen, what we know is, do not let go of what got you here. And it was not an automated version of yourself that got you here. It was you that got you here. And
preach.
the I said it, I think I put a video out last week. one of the biggest complaints about the Super Bowl commercials was some of the commercials that were 100% AI. People were like,
Yeah.
there's no, they can't tell,
Nope.
you know, does this person even really like the thing? Oh, well, they're not a person. It's just what
Yeah.
they're being fed. And, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. One of the, like I'm a musician, I love music. I love that you can use Sono and whatnot to create
Sure.
songs and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I think one of the things that people are overlooking though is, and me from probably more of a musical standpoint, um, I call it the guitar solo theory. The guitar solo theory is this. One of the things that people appreciate the most about the guitar solo is what you can't see. It is the 8 hours a day practice that got
Right.
that person there. It is the
Yep.
sweat. It is the passion. It is what makes an Eddie Van Halen, RIP, an Eddie Van Halen was the ingenuity and the amazing things that he did that got him to that place. That
Right.
was part of the awe and wonder of the guitar solo. It was
Right.
so wildly impossible to do, and yet some human has mastered it, and that's part of the thing. And the part of the awe and wonder was the hope that it gave you, that it showed you for a moment what humanity is capable of.
Yeah.
Now AI can do that in 30 seconds with a prompt, and it's cool, but to
But
your
is it
point, it's not the authenticity that
right?
says, oh, I really want to get with this, like I want to do. And it's the same thing, to put a bow on it, to exactly what you're saying. An agent, it's cool that you could do this, but no one's convinced yet you can actually do that or say that or believe that or have that conviction in real life.
But think about the flip side of that. What if Eddie Van Halen were still alive and he used AI to write a new chord
Right. Right.
and that he actually played?
Right.
Right. So he's
100%.
using AI to
Yes.
enhance and speed up the process, but
Great
him,
point.
the human,
Great
is
point.
still executing the outcome.
Great point.
And
Absolutely.
so, like, let me tell everybody this. We in my virtual assistant company that you mentioned, Higher Culture, we ended last year with about 50 clients. So I jumped in ChatGPT in December and I said, we have 50 clients. I want to get to 150 clients by the end of 2026. I believe that our competitive advantage is in educational video content. How many videos do I need to be doing a week to get from 50 to 150 clients? And it said, you should do 240 videos in 2026.
Wow.
That's a lot of videos.
That's a lot of videos.
And I could come up with my own list of 240 videos.
You
but it'd
instantly
take me a
became your own
month.
client, right? You instantly became, I need
Yeah.
editors. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I said, awesome. Give me a list of all the videos that I should do based on what we do, who we serve. Here's our values. And in seconds, Sean, it spits me out 240 videos, broke up into 12 different categories.
Yeah.
Then it says, oh, hey, want me to give you a hook for each video?
Wow.
Yeah. And
Please.
so, boom, it spits
Yeah.
me out hooks.
Yeah.
And so now my team has a spreadsheet with 240 video ideas, 240 hooks. And so all I do is every morning, except for this week, because I've been sick,
Yeah.
I sit down at my desk and the first thing I do is record 2 videos, put them in a folder, and I give them to Rick, who who's
Yeah.
on my team.
Yeah.
And so there will be 240 videos of me on the internet this year talking about higher culture and what we do, how we do it. And it'll look like it took me all this time,
Right.
but AI sped it all up.
Right.
But what a fool I would be if then I went and found some AI video software and then got some AI of me
Yeah.
to then So we've got to use it to enhance what we do. But at the end of the day, it's our humanity that attracts people to us.
100%. No, I think that is the key. That, the humanity part this is still a human interaction. And I think we are decades from, we might be minutes away from the driverless car. We're here right now. I mean, parts of Vegas, you can hop in the driverless taxi.
I've ridden in one and it was pretty weird.
Yeah, it's not standard protocol yet, but we're not far off. It's there. You can do it. I don't know if we are, to put it into I don't know if we're close enough to the driverless real estate transaction. It takes
Yeah, I don't,
that element of people navigating someone. One of the what I call digital coffees we did with an agent recently. One of the things he does this phenomenal thing. So he has his clients are primarily Spanish speaking clients who a lot of them don't even have just they don't even consider buying a home. They think they're going to be renters.
yeah,
The process, they don't understand much about the process, because just there's no one really showing them the process. So he's really leaned into showing his community the process.
sure,
And not only is he now showing this community the process and helping them cross that bridge to home ownership, but now he's also helping them walk the navigating the process to once they begin to have equity, how do we start investing in investment properties?
right,
So he is literally hand walking clients through this amazing process. And that's not something you can do with a laptop. And that's not
yeah,
something you can do with AI. It is literally, it takes somebody to say, listen, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to walk with you when it's scary, and I'm going to celebrate with you when it's joyful. And so it's that human component, but
that's
being
it,
able to utilize AI to make that humanity better, more organized, more efficient, and more articulate all day long and twice on Sunday. I'm 100% on board.
killer,
So I absolutely, I love what you're saying. Um, that's one of the things I'm loving about what we're doing, just creating these opportunities for humanity. One of my funniest EXP conference stories was, and I want you to comment on this, but it was, it was we were I've deemed that just about anyone becomes an expert at real estate conferences. I love real estate conferences and mortgage conferences. Don't get me wrong. Side note, one of my favorite mortgage conferences was just before the crash back in the early 2000s. There was a panel, about 7 mortgage guys sitting on the panel. And everybody was talking about the future market, and it was like the first guy, second guy, third guy. They're all like, "It's going to be great. We're going to do these things." Da, da, da. It got to the last guy. He said, "2/3 of you won't be in business next year," and everyone started laughing. Like, "Oh,
I
that
love
guy,"
it.
and he was the one that was right.
Yep,
Uh, so so
yeah,
I do enjoy those very much. But when you become a uh considered, an expert in something, a lot of times, especially going viral, quote unquote, you caught lightning in a bottle. You don't even maybe have a system or a plan. You just caught lightning in a bottle. They throw you up in a panel, and the next thing you know, somebody's pulling their phone out and saying, "You have everything you need to be successful in social media." And it's like, yeah, that might not be true. I mean, you have the technological equipment, but if you just hit play without a plan, without a strategy, and without, some guidance, um it actually could be, oh goodness, he looks incredibly awkward and scared. I don't know if this is the person for me.
sure.
What are you seeing that people can do, to elevate what they're doing, wanting to do? You say somebody's, saying, Kyle, I hear you, I see you, I want to start utilizing this, but I don't know how.
Yeah. I so I think first we have to speak to bringing the correct mindset to the table. So what I believe is I don't need to know more people to be more successful than I currently am. And I believe it to be true about everybody. When I speak to realtors, if I'm talking to the realtor that's like, I want to do 10 deals next year, or the realtor that's like, I want to do 300 deals, I've never met the realtor that wanted to do more deals than they already have people.
Okay.
And so when we play this
Yeah.
scenario out and I go, oh, great, Sean, you want to sell 100 homes. Awesome. How many Facebook friends do you have? Dude, I'll have realtors begrudgingly be like, only like 1,100 friends. And I'm like, I'm not a mathematician, but
Right.
that's a pretty darn big number
That's good.
compared to
Yeah.
the number of homes you want to sell.
Right. Right.
Well, why are
Right.
you saying that like you're a loser?
Right. Right.
Because ego says
Wow.
you're a loser.
Yeah.
Because look at these realtors with 50,000 followers.
Right.
And you have a realtor in your office that's gone viral 3 times.
Right.
And so we take all of this data and we leverage it to predict what we need. And the reality is you don't need anything. You already have more people than you need.
Totally.
And so the problem is we look at social media as a sales tool and not what it was intended to be, which was a place for connection.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Come on.
when I realize that, wait, I can be a millionaire and never go viral. I, I don't, I don't have to have my ego stroked.
Right.
I
Right.
can actually, with 6,000 people on my socials, I can do better than I've ever done before if I would stop creating salesy, crappy content
Right.
and create content that when I ask myself, what is the future home buyer or seller struggling with today? And then I create content around serving that need.
Yeah.
I don't need 20,000 people to watch that video.
Mm-mm.
I need the right 30.
Right.
But until we make this not about ego, ego will always creep in and go, psst,
Yeah.
you're going to do a video about
Yeah.
earnest money?
Right.
You loser?
Yeah.
That's not sexy and cool.
Right. Right.
That's not going to go viral.
Right.
And then we talk ourselves out of doing the video like that
Right.
because it's not trending,
Right.
but it's practical. And
Yeah.
practical is what wins right now because everybody's trying to go above and beyond, be bigger than ever before,
Yeah.
be a spectacle. And dude, somebody's trying to buy or sell their house.
Right.
Like they don't need me booty shaking on
Right.
TikTok
Right.
to try to thirst trap somebody.
Right.
They need to find the guy that they trust the future of their home ownership to.
Yeah. I
And it
think
requires a different mindset to do that.
Yeah, I think to the point of mindset, it's one of those things that where we get stuck in the trap of what we're seeing in our feed, right? And we're
Yeah.
seeing the big agent who's doing the, the what was and it's amazing because in the moment there's something in our psyche that says this is it. So there was the guy who last summer was doing the speed tours, right? He was doing
Yeah.
the speed tours, running through houses, and this guy was just following him with his camera. He would fall down. He would be like,
Yeah.
bathroom, bedroom, da da da. Me, I thought this is going to be hysterical. So I went and did a speed tour on one of my listings just for fun. Did it get a lot of traction? Yeah. Did it have anything to do with the home being sold? No. Now, was it entertaining for me to do? Yeah, it's part of my personality. So it actually
Sure.
felt rather authentic. It felt authentic. It didn't feel like I was trying to copy someone, but I was copying somebody. But what someone else is not going to have that personality, so that can't be their solution. Their solution has to be the best day, and the best us we can provide is the truest version, most authentic version of ourselves. And we can utilize AI and technology to help enhance that authentic version of ourselves. But you've got to do you and be you and recognize it's kind of like, I don't know if the analogy plays or not, but just because you see some agent or LO or something, dressed in glitter clothes, head to toe, waving
Yeah.
signs, doing crazy stuff, and they've got tons and tons of followers, doesn't mean that more people are going to call them. It just means more people are watching them, and maybe they are. Maybe
Yeah.
it is working for them. They're doing really well. But to
I
your
know
point,
I
what
know a
people are
lot of
looking for is
realtors.
authenticity.
And the even harder part of this conversation, Sean, is it's not black and white
Right.
because I
100%.
know realtors crushing it on social media and crushing it in real estate. And I know realtors that have 100,000 followers on TikTok and haven't sold a home from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so the truest place is do what you love,
Yeah.
but you cannot forget that there's a massive education gap
Yeah.
in people becoming
Yeah.
homeowners.
Yeah.
Every year when data comes out about, here's the newest consumer report,
Right.
every time
Yeah.
the majority of consumers think they need 20% down to buy a home.
Yeah.
How in the
Right.
world we live in,
How is that still a thing?
how is that still possible?
Yeah. It's
And
so
and it's because
right.
realtors and lenders are doing a poor job of educating people. They're getting better at entertaining people,
Right. Wow.
but if all we do is entertain and we
Oh,
don't educate,
yeah.
we're missing the mark.
Okay, say that again for the people in the back. I mean, that's a seriously, that we it seems like that's the key, right? They're saying you got to be more entertaining, you got to be more grabbing. And it's true. There is some value to really good edit or a
Yep.
good video, but the content can be just the what might seem mundane and practical and may not, like what you're saying, boost your ego, but
Yeah.
it is going to be something that's going to be of a high value
Because what
to a
if it
potential client.
is the entertaining content that gets them to your page?
Right.
But
Sure.
then once they're there,
Yeah.
they realize,
This
oh,
person's
there's
for real.
also some just pretty
Yeah.
straightforward educational content
So good.
because this person cares about me and wants me to be in a position to win.
Yeah. 100. Absolutely. So what have you found, like, as you, because obviously you're a data guy, you're a research guy, you're a writer, so you've been able to kind of dive into the deep end of a lot of these topics when it comes to the psyche and the market. Where do you see us going? I mean, we've talked a lot about authenticity. We've talked a lot about kind of the absence of ego and just being real. Where, at 2026, let's just move past
Yeah.
2026 as we're moving into 2027. Where's the trend? Like, what are you seeing that's coming?
Well, I think and this is very cliche and it's not new, but I think the main trend is that realtors using AI are going to beat the realtors that don't. I, I don't think AI is coming for realtors' jobs,
Right. No.
but the ones that keep their head buried in the sand are going to lose. And the ones that embrace it to enhance the way they do business
Yeah.
are going to win. Not the
100%.
ones that use it to replace them,
Right.
but the ones that use it to enhance them.
Yeah.
And I just think as we continue to watch, these big mergers of companies again, the only disadvantage that billion-dollar company has is they're not a human being on the streets in their neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the moment we stop being that,
Right.
why would you not go use the big box
Right.
that
Totally.
technically is going to have the best rate,
Right.
right? Because they have the most money, they have the
Right.
most people, they
Right.
have the best technology. And so if we want to have a horse in the race,
Yeah.
man, we've got to pour into our humanity like ever before. And so for me, what that means is you better figure out how to bring the other parts of who you are into your business.
Wow.
So, right. So for you as a worship guy, I'd love to see you do a listing video, but then play a worship song in the living room, right? Like, because that's who you are,
Right. Right. Right.
right? I'd love to see you pray over a home on video
Right.
because you're a faith guy and
Right.
that matters to you.
Yeah.
And that's going to matter to other faith people
Yeah.
that are about to buy or sell a house,
Yeah.
right? I do content all the time where my kids are in the background because I want people to know that I'm a loving father. We can no longer, like, behind me are cubby holes.
Right.
Cubby holes are fine in my office, but cubby holes in my life are not. Because no longer does somebody just want to know realtor Sean.
Right.
And then they want to know churchgoer Sean.
Yeah.
And then they want to know having a beer on a Friday night Sean.
Right.
Like, we've got to blend it all together
Yeah.
and give people a melting pot of who we are,
Right.
because that's what creates strong companions, followers, connections. That's what creates raving fans
Yeah.
and what I like to call walking ambassadors, which are people that just love Kyle so much.
Wow.
Without being my client, they'll refer me 20 clients because
Right.
they want Kyle, the human being, Kyle,
Right.
the dad, Kyle, the husband, to
To
win.
thrive. Yeah. To thrive. Yeah. Absolutely.
But if I don't keep that part of my life in front of people
Right.
and I'm just Kyle, the business owner, nobody cares about that guy.
Yeah. No, it's
That's
so
the most boring version of myself.
I think it's interesting that it's funny about the authentic too. So, me being for Renown Mortgage, my heart and passion being this business development manager, it was like so boring. And then I was actually messing around with other titles today. I was like agent success adventurer or something. I was getting really weird. I was just but that's my heart. My heart is like a genuine part of my heart is I want to see real estate agents thrive. Just
What
period.
about What about lover of people,
That's good too.
right? Like, that's what you are.
Right. Oh, well, no, and I do, and that's but I think about all the videos I do. I love to edit. I edit things. I do wild things, and and so I kind of went mini viral here locally on accident. It was not even on purpose. We had a new 7-Eleven open up. And I normally I will go do videos for businesses here locally just for kicks, hop up on the fruit stand, counter and, my buddy who owns the fruit stand, or I've done, when we opened up a brand new Wendy's in town, I went through the drive through and had fries disappearing and stuff in my hand. And they're all really well edited, super fun, really fun music, all
Yeah.
that whole nine yards. And people are like, yeah, those are cool. It's nice. I saw your video at the farmer's market, and the business owner's always happy. And I did a corn dog eating thing with a buddy of mine who owns a car. It was, I just love doing stuff. So anyway, it's me. Long story short, a couple days ago, we had our 7-Eleven in town open, which now, we're big time. We got a 7-Eleven now.
Yeah,
So we
baby.
had a 7-Eleven, and it was literally just, I grabbed my phone, no editing. I grabbed my phone. I'm walking through with my wife through the 7-Eleven, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, check it out. They got pizzas. They got Slurpees. They got pizzas at 7-Eleven. This is crazy. And I'm just having a blast walking through the 7-Eleven. It's a 35-second video. Just me, just goofing, not structured, no mic, no nothing, just me goofing. I go into the 7-Eleven the next day with my daughter because I want to get her a Slurpee. And as I walk through the door, this is last night, people are pointing at me. Multiple people from all over the 7-Eleven are pointing at me. My daughter and her friend are like, what is going on here? And they're like, hey, it's you. I saw your video. I saw your video. I saw your video. Kid you not. I mean, literally moms walking past me going, yeah, we are coming to get the Slurpee because of your video. They're telling me this. My daughter is like, what is going on? My dad, like my nerd dad is so cool right now. The owner of the 7-Eleven comes walking out he's like, excuse me, sir. I'm like, what? He's like, people have been showing me your video all day long. You get free Slurpees for the whole week. He like went up to the counter. He's like, whatever these guys are
Wow.
buying right now, give it to them for free. And then he literally paid for everybody's stuff behind me too. He's like, everybody, your stuff is free. He was just like, he was so excited that somebody did something for him.
Yeah.
And then he even pulled me aside as I'm on my way out. He goes, thank you so much for doing that video. Because I don't do social media. I don't do anything like that. And he goes, and the first day was a little bit slow. Then your video went out and all of a sudden people started coming because they knew it was open. And it was so funny because I was trying to sit with that for a moment and wrap my head around this wasn't a highly polished video at all. This was just Sean being Sean and his wife like ducking out of the way as my wife does because she doesn't want to be in it, um, and it was funny because I thought it just can can I be honest with you, Kyle, for a second? It was almost a little disappointing to me because I love the polishy, flashy jump cut stuff that I do.
Of course you do.
I love that stuff. It's so fun, and
Yep.
yet this clumsy iPhone flying around everywhere back and forth thing is actually what hit because I think people were like, oh, here's a normal guy doing a normal thing that I want to
Yeah. So can I teach from this for a sec?
100% take it.
If people aren't careful, what they will learn from this story is, man, I got to figure out how to go viral.
Yeah.
That's what most people's takeaway will be.
Right.
And so then they will overthink every video they ever do. They're not naturally as good of an editor as you are.
Right.
And so they might record a couple videos, but then they get frustrated in the editing. And so then they do nothing. When what should be the takeaway is because you do videos so consistently, you were willing to just do it on the fly
Right.
without a script,
Right.
without a plan,
Right.
without any editing.
Right.
And because of your consistent effort, you were rewarded with a crappy video going viral.
Yeah. Right.
And that should be the takeaway.
Right.
But it won't be.
Right.
Because we live in the land of where dreams come true.
Right.
And so we're like, yeah, I got to figure out how to go viral. It's like, no. Go see how many videos Sean has put out over the years. He won that day because of his consistent effort over the last several years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not because of that one moment.
Right.
And we've got to stop looking for moments and start creating habits. And it's why I do video every day.
Stop looking for moments and start creating habits.
That's
So
it.
good.
That's the first time I've said that. That's
That's
pretty good.
we just decide to co-author a book just now?
Bam!
Did we just do
We
that?
made new
Start
Rethink
like
Everything book coming soon.
available on Amazon in 1 month. Stop. Oh, that's man, stop looking for moments and start creating habits. That's a t-shirt, brother.
That would be a good
Yeah,
t-shirt.
make a t-shirt. Yeah. Um, what is a practical way that, as we're getting we're kind of getting ready to land this plane here, man,
Yep.
we're going to do this again. Actually, for those of you, agents in the area and even LOs in the area, we're going to have Kyle, our goal here is the next couple of months, we're going to have
Woo!
Kyle, come and members of his team that are here, going to come and we're going to do a live event with him, but we're also going to try and do a Zoom event, a live Zoom call too with him, because he's just a plethora of knowledge. If you need to get anything he has, you got to I got to have it right now. Google higher culture, Kyle Draper, you'll find him, or any of those books that are behind
Yeah,
him. Go get a book. Yeah. What book?
go get this one, my first
Okay.
one.
Rethinking Everything.
You know about
Okay.
social media.
All right. Hey, if you comment the words rethink everything down below, we'll put all those names in a hat and we're going to send a
Come
copy of
on.
Rethink Everything to one lucky winner. So that'll be awesome. But
Okay,
so what
practical place
practical
to
thing?
start.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing to teach about right now. One-to-one video. We Sean, you could think back to before you made your first video ever and like the sweats that happen, right? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The anxiety from just looking into a device with no one else around, how you can still have all this anxiety
Yeah.
because we're
So
convinced our family's going to make fun of us.
right.
I'm convinced every comment's going to be telling me how
Right.
fat I
Right.
am. Or like we're just walking anxieties.
Right.
The reason for it is because of the assumption of what the internet will do to the video.
Yeah.
What's wild is my brain doesn't know the difference between recording a video for one person or recording a video for the internet,
Yeah.
but my anxieties know the difference.
Right.
And so 12 years ago, Facebook Live had come out and I needed to be better at video. And so I asked my wife, I said, honey, will you be okay with for 30 days when you text me, I'm going to reply to you with a video?
Okay.
And at the time, I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And she was like, ugh, this sounds horrible. Do I have to do this? And I was like, no, no, no.
It's just me.
I just
Yeah.
need the practice.
Yeah.
In 30 days, I sent her over 130 videos.
Oh, wow.
Guess who wasn't afraid of videos anymore
Right.
after 30 days?
Come on.
Because I got used to seeing the way I look on camera. I got used to hearing myself talk. I got used to doing videos and not getting criticism because it was in a safe space. And so what I realized was, oh my gosh, the way we get good at this is to practice it in a one-to-one environment. Now, and this is a whole different podcast episode, I believe the greatest way to make more money in your business is the power of one-to-one video. But that's a 201 course
Yeah.
to
Right.
getting confident first.
Right.
And so pick a friend, pick your spouse, and for 30 days, reply to them with video
Yeah.
and watch
Yeah.
the transformation you'll have in 1
Right.
month.
Yeah.
It will be significant and
Yeah.
you'll be blown away.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's one of the reasons, just a shameless plug for us at Renown. The whole reason we started kind of the Rise division was one of the things we love to do. If that's a challenge for you, if you feel like I can't be authentic, I get nervous, I start talking, and then I instantly do a retake, and then I do a retake of a retake and a retake. And after retake number 6, you're just done. You give up, you throw your phone at the wall, and you're like, okay, now I got to go to the mobile store because I cracked my screen. If that's you in any way, shape, or form, that's one of the things that we do with these digital copies. They're just conversations where we talk to you about this business, and then
That's
we create amazing content out of you just being the truest version of yourself. So that's what we want to do, is highlight the truest version of yourself. So, comment truest version of yourself down below as well. And we'll reach out to you. We'll set up a time to have a conversation to see if it's a fit for you. But Kyle, I'm just being completely genuine here. This is I am so grateful to have met you. It
Same
sounds even
same
almost
here.
sounds too podcasty right now when I'm saying it. I genuinely am. I am grateful that I've met you. I'm excited that that we get to do this journey together, and that I was like, okay, you want to jump on a pod? And he's like, man, that's all I'm doing. Let's get after it. Um, so like I said before, comment, rethink everything down below, or truest version of yourself down below. We'll make sure that one of you gets one of those amazing books. We'll also link it in the comments so that if you really want to grab any of the rethink books. But Kyle's company, higher culture, can't say enough about him. Gwen is a phenomenal person as well. But we just again, super excited. Don't even want to dote too much. Just super excited. So thank you so much for being the pod today. Hey, thank you for
Thank you.
being a part of episode 4/episode 2 of the Rise by Renown podcast. We are so excited. We will see you next time.